Gotham Season 4, Episode 11, Queen Takes Night. This was an insane episode. I mean, just everything that was happening, people getting twists and turns, like betraying this person, lying about that, people murdering their own fathers. It was nuts. It was an insane episode. So we start off, everything seems like it's kind of going Penguin's way. Like, everything seems like this is going to totally pan out, it's going to be good, it's going to work. And then Falcone shows up. Falcone shows up, he's like, alright, we're leaving, I'm taking you back home, you screwed up, like, this is done, I made a deal with Penguin, and that's it. And it's like, alright, how is this gonna go? Like, it's the mid-season finale, it's not gonna be like a simple solution where Sophia leaves, and then everything's good. That just doesn't make any sense. So, of course, they're about to leave, a truck comes along, and Falcone gets shot up, Sophia gets shot in the stomach, and then there's this funeral where basically, the whole city, the whole city is just like, of course it was Penguin. Like, why wouldn't he do that? And Penguin's like, I didn't do this. Like, he's freaking out. It's like, I did not do this. So, of course, he has his right-hand man with Zaz, where it's like, you would have told me if you were going to take out the old man, right? And it's like, of course, like, I did not do this. But, of course, Sophia is like the super insane mastermind criminal, and she set that up. She killed her own father. She had to have known that would kind of, it's Falcone. No matter where you are across the spectrum, it's like, alright, it's, Falcone. It's Don Falcone, not Sophia Falcone. So she knew that would kind of, everyone would assume that it was going to be Penguin. So, of course, that screwed him over with Zaz, and, he felt like, it was totally Penguin. Like, why wouldn't he do that? So, of course, everybody thinks it's Penguin. That kind of leaves Penguin out in the open. And then, not only do we find out by the end of the episode that Sophia was the one that had him killed, but we also find out that Pig was brought into the city because of Sophia. Like, that was her plan, was to pretty much cause all this chaos and get Jim in the position that he's in. All of this stuff was set up by her, like, including the, basically the villain of this season, because he was in so many episodes. He's there only because of her, which is only because of Jim, which is kind of interesting at the end, where it's like, how many police died because of Pax Penguin? It was like, it was none. Like, no one died until you came to me. Like, you just couldn't handle that was happening. So you came to me, and then this is kind of how things played out. Of course, that's admittedly BS, because it's like, you let, like, a crazy dude loose in the city and killed a bunch of cops. Like, that's not how it needed to play out. That was her way of doing it. But yeah, it was just interesting going through it, like, getting all those revelations at the end. And we find out that Zaz actually betrays Penguin because, of course, it was with Falcone. So he ends up betraying Penguin, and Jim has no idea that Martine is actually still alive. So Penguin is now sent to prison, and then by the end, he's, of course, sent to Arkham Asylum. And it was just like, wow, this is insane. Like, Penguin gets taken out. Sophia is in absolute control. She reveals, like, the whole plan is like, yep, I hired him. Boom, he's dead now. Like, she shoots Pig in the head, and he's gone. And Jim has to find a way out of this, like, this insane mess that he's in. Because right now, it's like, okay, he calls the GCPD, or, well, Sophia calls the GCPD, and he's like, I just, shot Pig in the head. So he has to play along with this insane plan that she has, and I don't know what in the world that means, because he's screwed at this point. Like, he's just totally screwed. We do get to see Bullock, which was awesome at the funeral. It was for a quick second, so that sucked. And then, of course, at the end of the episode, he turns in his badge and gun, so I don't know what that means. I don't know how often we're going to be seeing Donald Loge playing Bullock anymore, but I hope he's still in the season a lot, because I like him as an actor. But yeah, it was awesome. I was like, this is an insane episode. Like, everything's just crazy as far as, like, the Jim side of the storyline and what's going on with Penguin and stuff. And then, of course, we have, we have Tabitha, Barbara, and Selena, and they're kind of just in this crazy mix where it's like they're sticking with Sophia the whole way through, and then somehow things magically turn around, and it's like, well, crap, I guess we're on the winning side. So they get their bar back. Tabitha takes a record, so she goes and tries to, she kidnaps Grundy, and she tries to basically turn him back into Butch, which seemingly succeeds. She hits him so hard that he finally remembers, but, she had already walked away. So he sees his face, and he's like, what in the world happened to me? So we're going to get to see Butch come back, at least in some form. I don't know if they're going to do, like, this, sort of Incredible Hulk sort of deal. We already kind of have that with Ed anyway, but I don't know if this is just where he's at right now, where he's going to remember who he is, but excited to see that play out. Of course, Ed is losing his freaking mind, because now that he's realize nothing's wrong with him, he pretty much is trying to fight going back to being the Riddler again. So I don't know. That was cool. It wasn't as big of a part of the episode as I thought, but it was still entertaining. It was almost, oddly enough, like his scene was there to lead into Grundy's scene, and that was pretty much it. But I still enjoyed that. So he's fighting like crazy to not go back to being the Riddler, but he'll make his return. He just has to. So that should be fun when that all falls apart for him. But unfortunately, we don't really get to see a lot from the Neros in this episode outside of those couple of moments. We don't really get to see Lee, although she was in the promo, so things are going to get crazy with the Neros where she comes up against Sophia Falcone and the issues that happen there. So things seem like they're going to really get nuts when the show comes back. But we, of course, also have Bruce. And I haven't not liked Bruce in a while. Like, it's been a minute since I've been like, I feel like Bruce is getting on my nerves a little bit, like, or he does something really stupid. This is one of those moments where I was like, I don't know if I like Bruce right now because Alfred is amazing, and he fired him, and I was very surprised by that. Honestly, after he got punched, when he was in the black outfit and everything, he was like in the suit and all that stuff. I was like, oh, he realized how crazy he's been, and I thought he was gonna say, Alfred, let's go on this trip. Like, you literally punched some sense into me. Let's go on this trip. That's what I thought was happening, because he was dressed like he was, pretty much the rest of the series, where he's in the jacket and everything. So I thought he was it was like symbolizing, oh, he's back to, how he used to be. That was not the case, though. But I still love that scene with Alfred. I think I mentioned before that I wanted Bruce to get beat up, and I love that scene, because he was so confident, and like, even in the very beginning, I think he threw one punch, and Alfred just pushed him, and that was it. And then he, like, put his hand, like, you better stay down. So I love that whole scene where, he's hardly getting any hits in, and he pulled that one headbutt, and it just, it like sent Alfred into a spiral. He was like, oh, and he put him right down, and that was all there was to it. But of course, Bruce is in crazy spiral I killed a dude mode, so, it didn't get any better like I thought it was going to. He got emancipation papers drawn up. He fired Bruce. It was like, if you're still here when I get back, I'll go to the GCPD and I'll show them my face. So, yeah, that was nuts. I don't know what's going to happen now. Alfred is gone, and Bruce is just in this crazy spiral. They do, like, the crazy drug haze where he's just, like, depressed and everybody around him's having fun and stuff. So, I don't know what that means for his character. It should be interesting seeing how he handles this on his own, because it's always been that sort of dichotomy of Alfred's trying to keep him in check, and then Bruce is just going crazy. So it's like you have that back and forth, even if Bruce doesn't accept it. But now it's just Bruce doing his thing, and it's not just Alfred being like, okay, go ahead, do whatever you want. Alfred's just not there at all. It's just Bruce by himself. So I am very curious how that'll play out. We do find out that Ivy's coming back. They have a new actress. I knew that because I actually saw a tweet about that a few weeks ago, and I was like, well, that sucks. I don't know why they did that, but I do like the actress that's coming on as Ivy because I know her from a couple other shows. So I'm cool with that just because I like that actress. So I was like, oh, that's awesome. She's on Gotham now. But yeah, so Ivy is going to be coming back, so that should be pretty interesting. But Bruce is on his own. The city has been officially taken over by Falcone again. Penguin is now in Arkham Asylum. He ends up running into Jerome at the end, so that should be pretty nuts. It clearly seems like they're going full Joker. They even do it in the promo where he drops the Joker card. So, they're going full Joker with it, which is fine. Everyone knows the Joker anyway. But even without that, like, he's a great character, so that should be pretty awesome. They're bringing him back. He has, like, the full kind of cut mouth and stuff, and it's, like, healed up now, so it really looks like the smile. So that should be interesting, watching Penguin and Jerome team up. I don't know what that means. It's Joker or Joker-like character. No matter what, that's a disaster. You never know what's going to happen with the Joker / Jerome. Like, that's just always a thing. So I'm certainly looking forward to how that's going to play out. If he's in pretty much the second half of the season, that'll be great, because that's just chaos incarnate. So I would love to see that, especially with how things are playing out. Sophia taking over. Everything that's about to start happening with the Neros. Then you, of course, have Butch coming back mentally, so he's in, the Grundy body, but Butch mind, so he's got the super strength and everything. And I can't wait to see all these elements start to really come together. And like I said, of course, we have Bruce just on his own doing his thing, and who knows how much we're going to see of Alfred in these next couple of episodes. But all in all, I'm super excited for how things are about to play out, because I think this was a great way to end it. It was just chaotic left and right. It was like, Falcone gets killed off. It turns out that that's by his own daughter. everything she did, like, everything was just a setup. Like, all of it was just a grand, insane mastermind of a plan. So, I loved it. Thought it was great. Like, all the reveals were cool. She kills Pig, and Bruce is on his own. I don't know what that means for Jim. They're like, obviously, like, the two mains is Bruce and Jim. So, Bruce is on his own, so I don't know if Jim will even be there to be, like, that random little bit of help that he normally is. So, and plus, Bruce's storyline has been separated for, quite a while, ever since, of course, he killed, what was it, Ra's al Ghul. The storylines have been fairly separated because he hasn't been doing anything. He hasn't been doing, getting in the way of the GCPD. He's just been, Bruce Wayne, boy billionaire. And then they even have it in the promo where he's like, throwing the cowl in the fire and stuff. So we'll see how that plays out. We still have got nothing from Barbara and whatever that power was that she got. We still didn't get any clues on that. So looking forward to that making a return, getting some answers there, because I'm like, what did Ra's do? Like, what did he do when they put their hands up to the glass? So that question is still up in the air. We haven't gotten a clue about that. But I think with things starting to get a little insane, we should probably expect some answers on that pretty soon. But I'm looking forward to the second half of this season. Like I said, I enjoyed this episode, but of course, would love to know what you guys thought about it. So please comment below. Let me know your favorite parts about it, least favorite parts about it. And I would love to know all your theories for what's going to happen when the show makes a return. I mean, Bruce is on his own. Jim is under the control of Sophia. Obviously, we have the Penguin and the Joker teaming up. We have the Riddler possibly becoming the Riddler again and all that madness, which I think may be amplified by the fact that things are going to get really bad in the Narrows because Sophia and Lee are going to have contention with each other. I think that's going to lead Ed to kind of return back to his Riddler form because he'll be trying to find a way to help Lee survive, and then it's like, nope, you got to be the Riddler to do that or something. Like, he can't do it as like nice Ed. He has to become the Riddler. I feel like that might be how it all plays out. Plus, of course, he no longer has Grundy, so it's like, it's just him now. It's kind of, like, everything's kind of just leading perfectly back to him just accepting, being Riddler, because that's when he's at his strongest, is when he's the Riddler. So, that's kind of my little theory on it, but I would love to know what you guys think is going to happen when we come back. And, of course, I want to know what you guys thought about this episode in general, so please comment below, let me know, and thanks for watching.